Let's go back and meet a familiar face. Since my last video, I.HasAFaceLULZ has become the most popular active web series. New games have been made, more YouTube channels has been created, and many new videos has been added to the FaceLULZ channel. And since the NIKO Builds Bricks reuploads video, everything has changed. FaceLULZ, video after video, deals with the unstoppable force which is XXII, constantly stalked, harassed, and threatened. This story is not meant for you to intervene, perfectly sums up this first half of the story, but in the second half, it's all downhill mentally for FaceLULZ. Sit back and relax because welcome back to I.HasAFaceLULZ. Let's pick up where we left off. This video is 17 seconds long and is just a drawing of FaceLULZ. Just him, nothing wrong. We can see three different things flashing behind him. One, an apple representing Raggedy Ann 1977, horns representing bone marrow, and the last one, I don't really know actually. It could be Fern though. These just symbolize FaceLULZ's friends. After this, it shows an image of a red computer with the words, "If only you knew," written above it. This message is from XXII. Lastly, the description of the video has the word "bye" written over and over again. Not sure why I'd be saying this, maybe we'll find out later. Let's go ahead and move on. Right off the bat, this video is a lot different than the rest. It's FaceLULZ and he's crying. I'm guessing because of all the stress that XXII is causing him. At the same time, we get to see messages from XXII. "Do you understand me? She would not be proud. This is not a daycare. Listen to me. Look at where this got you. I want you to know, I am never at rest. Check her files now." After that, it's the end of the video. Is the line "she would not be proud" talking about FaceLULZ's mother who passed away? XXII is super messed up for that. Also around this time, FaceLULZ made a community post mentioning some pretty dark stuff. It's really worrying to see this. The line "check her files now" brings us to our next entry. This entry has the same music as the last one. It could be that FaceLULZ saw it after checking her files. It's his computer showing XXI's face, and he begins to speak.
"I see that you all have tuned into NOAHS.LITTLE.PROBLEM."
He's speaking to us. XXII mostly builds upon the quote that we've heard before. We can't help FaceLULZ. We can only watch his slow downfall. NIKO was made as an example for those who interfered.
"So I recommend you, all of you, to stay a bystander for as long as I function."
XXII recommends that we don't intervene, and he stays as only FaceLULZ's problem. XXII mentions that FaceLULZ will try to distract himself from him, but he will be there. Yeah, he's cooked. The description of the video reads, "I will go silent for a while," and Bones saying, "LOL FaceLULZ, why don't you see how cool this is?" I don't know how this could be cool to someone. He's literally being threatened, but hey, let's just move on. This video is FaceLULZ playing a sword fighting game. As XXII said earlier, FaceLULZ will try to distract himself, but then he joins. It's MEATWAD. Who the f is MEATWAD? Oh, it's him. He seems like a pretty nice guy. He was then stabbed 57 times. Raggedy Ann then joins the game. MEATWAD and FaceLULZ have a very intense duel, but in the end, FaceLULZ lost to f***ing MEATWAD. MEATWAD diss track releasing soon. Oh, wait, this got kind of personal. In this video, we get to see what happened after the NIKO Builds Bricks reuploads video. It begins with XXII saying, "I told you to leave," and NIKO says, "I'm sorry." XXII says, "But you didn't listen," over and over again. Then this happens. It then shows us a community post made by NIKO's account. I say that because it wasn't NIKO, it was XXII. It reads, "I repeat, do not investigate FaceLULZ. I'm sorry." As XXII said before, NIKO was used as an example. But if we look below, we can see a familiar face, growing ferns. The video ends with XXII saying, "Now you see where he is now. His curiosity brought him to the lowest point of hell. See you soon." But before we get into the next video on the FaceLULZ channel, we have to cover some new channels that have been made. Ann and Bone's channel. Ann and Bone both created their YouTube channels on the same day, and they'll post things every once in a while. I will mention the videos uploaded by these channels along the timeline of the FaceLULZ channel. Let's cover the first and only video by Bone. This is a scrapped video that involves FaceLULZ and Bone. It's of FaceLULZ walking the viewers through the basics of Roblox Studio, but I don't think FaceLULZ is the right guy to teach this. But anyway, it's a pretty fun video to watch. I highly recommend it. We saw Fern make an appearance in the NIKO.S. Nightmares video, responding to the message that Niko sent. Going into this video, we know that Fern left Roblox, but because he wonders what's going on, he joins FaceLULZ's game. FaceLULZ is playing a new game that is actually on Roblox. Go check it out. He walks around the game for a bit, then Fern joins the game.
What? Oh my god!
If you can't tell, FaceLULZ is very shocked about this. FaceLULZ wonders why he returned, and as we already know, Fern saw the forum post from Niko about FaceLULZ's place, but FaceLULZ is yet to see this post. When Fern tells FaceLULZ about the contents of the forum post, this is his reaction.
Like, oh god.
Fern wonders if he did anything to him, accusing FaceLULZ. Then, Fern turns out to be a generational hater, hating on the build and other things in the game. The only reason Fern is here is to get answers, but FaceLULZ does not have an explanation for any of this. They somewhat begin to put the pieces together. Fern realizes that JX1 types the same as Niko did, but after this, the video ends. Fern acts like a total asshole in this video. Yeah, real great friend. Let's go ahead and move on. This is an audio diary from FaceLULZ. The purpose of him making this video is to get some things off his chest. He talks about the situation between him and Bone. They were playing the snow game from the last entry. Bone was talking about her friends, but FaceLULZ doesn't like them, to which Bone got mad at him. He then mentions what happened in the last entry, how Fern acted rude towards him, asking questions about the Niko guy that FaceLULZ doesn't want to think about because he thinks it's all his fault. After that, it's the end of the video. This is the second audio diary. In this video, he mentions the following things. He says that he wants to confront Bone about her friends. Damn, he must not like them at all. The second thing he mentions is how he met Anne before they signed up for Roblox at a park. He mentions that she's a pretty nice kid.
I'm sorry that you're kind of stuck between me and Bone and whatever the hell's going on with JX1.
He apologizes to Anne for being stuck in between Bone and himself. He also mentions another user named JKC Spartan. We've seen this user before on the Seal Directory channel. The last thing he shows us is the family Christmas tree. He ends the video by saying, "Do you ever get this feeling like you can't do anything?" After that, the video ends. Before we start this entry, I want to mention the description of the video. He wasn't recording, but I was. Someone help me. FaceLULZ is unaware that this footage is being recorded. It's a conversation between FaceLULZ and Bone, and it's really long. I don't want to waste too much time. I'll summarize what happens in this entry. Bone confronts FaceLULZ about the last diary entries. She said that they were uploaded to YouTube, but FaceLULZ didn't upload these videos. Because of this, Bone confronts FaceLULZ about lying about the situation with her friends. FaceLULZ then asks the question for Bone: "How did you know my real name before it got leaked?" Bone's excuse is that whenever she meets people online, she wants to find out as much information about the person. What the hell is wrong with her? This conversation turns into an argument very fast. Bone has pretty much doxed FaceLULZ for information, which is just insane. Bone talks about how Anne may get involved in this situation as well, and FaceLULZ is not happy about that. After this, it's the end of the entry. Bone has crossed the line here, and you're getting out of my group, buddy. This is the first video from Anne. This video shows how innocent Anne is. She's drawing requests from people watching the video. Meanwhile, her friends are cussing each other off. Anne is a very good artist too. The first drawing is Bob from Animal Crossing, and the second drawing is Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog. Wait, why is Shadow pink? Oh, never mind, it's Amy. Wow, she's very talented. I sure hope her friend group isn't about to fall apart. Oh no. This is the video of FaceLULZ speaking directly to Anne. FaceLULZ tells Anne that he wants to cut Bone off from the friend group, and she should as well. FaceLULZ says that he's scared because Bone knows a lot of personal things about him, and he doesn't know what she could do with this information. FaceLULZ just wants Anne to be safe. FaceLULZ then tells Anne what happened in the argument yesterday. After this, it's the end of the video. The description of the video reads, "Why don't you do it already, you f***ing coward?" Then, we get to see how Anne responded to FaceLULZ through a community post. "Hey Noah, thanks for thinking of me. If you need me, I'll still be here. I hope your trip was okay despite everything. I know what Bone is doing isn't right. She shouldn't have gone through all your stuff, or anyone's, but cutting her off isn't going to do anything." Then the bottom half is flipped. Unflipping it, it reads this: "Why am I thinking like this? Why can't I do anything? Why can't things go back? I miss Michigan. I never got the contacts from my friends back home, and everything here is just... I hate the way they look at me and make me feel. Classes are harder, I can't focus on anything and I don't know why. My mom says it's the game, but it's like you guys were the only ones keeping me going and treating me like someone. I'm not ready to lose either of you. Please don't do this. Let's move on to the next entry. This video is very interesting. It's a flashback to when FaceLULZ first discovered Roblox. He is sending this video to Fern to try to get him to join. He sounds so innocent in this video.
Hey Fern, I'm sending you this video over email. I found this online game called Roblox.
So cheerful, so happy, but if we go a video earlier, he's scared and worried. This is a very good placement for a video like this. It shows how much FaceLULZ has changed since encountering JX1. This is a very short video, let's go ahead and move on. I'm so happy right now. Wanna know why? Because FaceLULZ is playing my favorite game of all time. Wait, sorry, wrong one. There we go. We get footage of the first Half-Life game from ours truly in this video. I'm going to be honest, I have never played this game before. I have only played the games after this, so I have no idea what's happening. No, don't click off the video! This video is pretty much just Half-Life footage. If you're into this game, it's a cool watch. But the reason why this isn't a video is because of what happens near the end.
What's going... No.
JX1 said before that FaceLULZ will try to distract himself from him, but he will be there. I guess he kept his word. JX1 acts more like a virus in this video, kind of like Bonzi Buddy. Based on FaceLULZ's reaction, he's completely sick and tired of this happening to him, to the point of rage. Let's move on to the next video. This video is some more Half-Life footage with some music in the background. There are some things I want to point out in this video though. A minute into the video, we see FaceLULZ trying to load a saved file from the last video, but it's deleted. My guess is when JX1 appeared, he erased the file. In the description of the video, he says, "I'm not happy." He could be talking about how he has to restart, or it's much more serious than that. This video also brings up some theories that created discussion among the viewers. I will get into my theory later in the video. In the meantime, let's go ahead and move on. You may realize that this section is different. It has two videos. This is because this entry has another video that corresponds with this entry, and it's the channel that we're already familiar with. Let's start with Memory Capture 2. This video shows Jake and Sean in Jake's place, JKC Spartan's cabin, a real Roblox game. They talk about the place, but then FaceLULZ joins. The three of them talk about various things, but the most important thing they mention is that FaceLULZ tells them, as we already know, that he saw JX1 in a completely different game. He can stalk and torment their victim mentally, which is what is going on with FaceLULZ. It seems that only the three of them are in this game, but at this point in FaceLULZ's story, there's always someone watching. The video begins with an overhead view of the game. We can see Jake and Sean walking around like in the last video, but once FaceLULZ joins, the screen goes red, and JX1 gets closer to the players. This shows that JX1 shows no interest in any other player. His only interest is FaceLULZ. JX1 writes in the description, "He'll never ever understand." I'll never understand either. This was a cool Seal Directory collab. Let's go ahead and move on. This is another video from Anne. It's her showing off her sketchbook. I can't play the background music because it's copyrighted, so I'll add some nice upbeat music in the background. Wow, these are such amazing drawings. Wait, why is there a torn out page? You know what? Everything's fine. These are just very nice drawings. Oh, I guess that's her in that final drawing. This is very concerning. As we already know, Anne isn't having the best time in her new state. Children often draw the way they feel, using art to reflect on their emotional state at the moment without even realizing it. This is what's happening here. Anne feels alone, isolated from her peers at school, and she doesn't feel like someone. This video is very upsetting. FaceLULZ sounds so destroyed in this video. He's touring a black mesa map that he found on Roblox. He also shows us a new outfit which looks quite nice, but all these things can't hide how FaceLULZ is feeling at this point. Do me a favor, watch the Genesis video from earlier, then watch this one. You can see how much he's changed. He writes in the description, "I don't like how things I enjoy aren't bringing me happiness." He's trying to play things he enjoys to ignore JX1 and his arguments with Bone, but as we've already seen time and time again, it just comes right back. The constant torments from JX1 day after day has destroyed FaceLULZ's mental state. The things he's passionate about won't keep him afloat. He's entered this downward spiral, and the only way he can go is down. My dyslexia thought he was going to college. This video is a collage of different videos that FaceLULZ has recorded in real life. The first one is a bird in a birdhouse. It's a nice clip. The second one is of FaceLULZ's cat named Fanta. This cat has no idea that he's in the greatest Roblox web series of all time. The third one is a short clip of a very nice car. And finally, the last one is of a golf course right next to some beautiful mountains. This was a nice video to watch, and he is not going to college, son. This is yet another real life video from FaceLULZ, and he's drawing. In the description of the video, FaceLULZ is telling us that he's feeling good. Considering his track record over the past videos, he should take advantage of this. He shows us his yellow pen.
New yellow, look, it's a yellow pen.
He then begins drawing. He draws his avatar as a bunny, he draws Anne, but then he wants to draw Fern, but then he changes his mind. The last thing he draws is his new avatar that we've seen previously in the Hev suit. FaceLULZ says that he enjoys expressing his creativity, which is great. The past two videos haven't been that bad, but remember, XXII is still here. Trigger warning for this section of the video. This entry opens with FaceLULZ recording his old computer monitor. Somehow, XXII was able to get to it. It's playing the Big House update video. XXII then appears on the screen. He says the following: "The past is not a safe haven. You will always feel worse. Take your sweet time wasting away in bed all day, Noah. I will be waiting for your return online." As we know, FaceLULZ hasn't made a Roblox video in a bit, but that's not all for this video. If you open up the captions, FaceLULZ says, "I'm sorry, Anne. I don't want to have to put you through this. I don't want to be put through this. None of us deserves this. I can't seem to find myself wanting to get up from bed anymore. I feel terrible, Anne. I can't do this. I don't want to take myself out. I've already caused enough sorrow with my birth. What do I do anymore? I have no words for this. Let's move on." This video is very sad to watch. FaceLULZ in this video is trying to relive the past, back when XXII wasn't a problem. He's wearing his old avatar and touring his old place. The way FaceLULZ talks in this video sounds like he's gonna burst into tears at any moment. Eventually, he does.
Cool things in it, like this, like this garage.
He misses the days before this all happened, when the friend group was all together and not fighting, and when XXII was never on his mind. It was a much simpler time. At the moment, he's watching all the things in his life crumble to the ground. FaceLULZ was hoping to find something that will distract him from the situation, but that something doesn't exist. It's very upsetting to see FaceLULZ change so much for the worse, but this is just the beginning. Let's move on. This is another video on Anne's channel. It's Anne playing FaceLULZ's house place, and eventually, FaceLULZ joins the game. For most of the runtime, they talk about various things. I want to talk about the important things though. Anne asks how he's doing, which FaceLULZ says, "I'm doing great." I mean, we know he's lying. Anne says she's worried about FaceLULZ, but FaceLULZ says that he just had a bad day. The biggest thing we get from this video is through what happens at the end. FaceLULZ seems to say "stop" over and over again. Then everything goes red. XXII begins to speak. "See how he avoids you? See how he lies. You should go and talk to your friend, Bone Marrow." XXII in this video is trying to get Anne to hate FaceLULZ and stop hanging out with him. This is so FaceLULZ can feel even more alone than before. The next video is another video by Anne. This is a short recording of some driving on the road. A conversation between FaceLULZ and Anne pops up on the screen. "Hey, how's Illinois been?" "I don't like it here, Noah. The people here are mean." "Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope things get better for you. Adjusting to somewhere new is pretty hard. I want to go back to Michigan. I miss my friends. I miss my old house. Why is this so hard to deal with? Faith, take deep breaths. Why couldn't I just stay in Michigan?" It then begins to glitch out, but then XXII begins to speak. "It will never be enough. You'll never be enough. You only want them to be better just so you can feel better for yourself. You're gonna wake up one day and not know who you are. And I wait for that day, Faith." I guess XXII is going after Anne as well. Yeah, let's move on. We get to see the computer monitor again. XXII is on the screen laughing at FaceLULZ. He doesn't take this well.
Why is it laughing at me? I just can't get it. I can't.
It has this clip for about 20 seconds, but then it cuts to black. It then begins to play a spectrogram. It reads the following: "I can't understand why I let myself do this. It hurts so bad. Why? What was I thinking? I'm so..." Then it cuts off. I think FaceLULZ is suggesting that he cut himself. If you brighten the last part, you can see this image. The only thing I could read is, "The show must go on, doesn't it?" And, "What am I to you people?" I can't read nothing else. That's all I got for this entry. This is another Half-Life gameplay video. For the majority of the runtime, nothing that adds to the story seems to happen. It's only one small thing that I'd like to mention. This video is titled FaceLULZ's Mind Episode 20. What happened to the other 19 videos? Is someone messing with the channel? I would assume so because this has happened in the past. The good thing is that FaceLULZ says in the description that he enjoys making these types of videos. I hope he does this more in the future. This is another in real life video. This time, FaceLULZ is visiting the park in the middle of winter time. The funny thing is, he wore Crocs in the snow. I would never do that. This video seems like it's just him hanging around the park, but he says some very interesting things. He stares at the playground for some time and then says, "Something about this set makes me sad." This could be another moment where FaceLULZ misses the simpler times in his life when he was a child, just like he did in the Untitled entry. Another thing FaceLULZ says really stuck with me.
Memories, they last. Unfortunately.
Memories, they last, unfortunately. This is something that every one of us watching this video has gone through at least once in their life. Having memories from when you were a child, you felt like you were so much happier. Life wasn't so tough back then. At least that's what I got from this quote. Let's go ahead and move on. FaceLULZ in this video lets us know that he's working on a game. He tested his scripting skills by creating a platformer with Sonic as the main character. There isn't that much that happens in this video. All we get from this is just an announcement that he's working on this game and nothing else. But at the beginning of the video, he does say that this is a re-recording. Maybe JX1 messed with the first recording, but that might be a stretch though. We get to see a person we haven't seen in quite a minute. NIKO builds bricks. As soon as he begins to speak, we find out that this video is exactly where we left off. This video takes place right before the mystery proved fake video. He talks about how it isn't true, how FaceLULZ is just acting like a baby in this situation, and as we already know, he found out. It then cuts to black and we see JX1. He begins to laugh, and then this happens. The video ends with JX1 saying, "We'll be back soon, folks," and that's the last entry on the FaceLULZ channel at the moment. Except I got sick and then 2 new videos came out. Go give them a watch. The I.HasAFaceLULZ web series may seem straightforward at first glance, but if you pay attention to what's happening, you may see a pattern of themes that bring to my theory. A quick notice, this is not set in stone. This is what I believe. If it's wrong, then it's wrong. Here's what I think. I.HasAFaceLULZ is about the dangers of the internet. Not knowing anyone on here, they're complete strangers to you. The person that you may be speaking to could be a terrible person, but you wouldn't know. The only way you can interact with them is through a screen. JX1 could be the representation of this danger, a virus or something on the web that you wish you didn't see, something that scared you and will stick with you for a long time. We can see how much FaceLULZ has changed since the Genesis video. This brings me to my second point, the loss of innocence. At the beginning of this saga, FaceLULZ seemed so happy. He enjoyed playing games with Bone, Anne, and Fern in every video, but as time went on, FaceLULZ found out that it wasn't that easy. Growing up, you realize that the world isn't what you thought it would be. You run into mental health problems, arguments with people that you thought you had the best connection with, and responsibilities to attend to. When you were a child, all you wanted to do was grow up, but now, all you want to do is go back.